Hello and welcome to week 4 of the Void Breach update videos. Before I get into anything, of course, first of all, I need to thank you guys for all your support on the previous video. All the likes, shares, reactions, all the views, comments, everything. It helps me so much. It helps keep me motivated and accountable, so I appreciate it a lot. Thank you so much. Now to get into the video game itself, the video game is called Void Breach, and it's a platformer / roguelike that I'm creating utilizing specifically C++ in the context of UE4. Now I'd like to explain section 2.1 to you guys. It includes a new mechanic. Well, I can't really call it a mechanic. It includes checkpoints now, let's call it that. And when we overlap this checkpoint, we have a new spawn location. Now I haven't implemented lives yet, or any sort of death system. However, I simply linked the checkpoint to a button on my controller. And that will pretty much happen, in theory, when you die, or when you run out of life. So, for example, let's just pretend I died to these spikes real quick. Boom. And I'm spawned back to the checkpoint. Yeah, like I said in the previous video, I don't want to punish the player so severely for not being able to platform perfectly. Okay, so now I'm going to do a brief run through of section 2.1. So first you get onto this platform, jump off this wall, kick, probably dash, jump off this wall, then make it to this checkpoint where you keep going, and then paths diverge a bit here. You can go up or you can go down. We're going to do down first. You go down, then it launches you this way. You jump off this wall, and then ideally you can kick this enemy for a mobility reset, and then this boost cylinder launches you towards this wall, to where then you can jump off this wall, and then kick this enemy for another mobility reset, jump off this wall, kick this enemy, and then that should launch the enemy upwards. The enemy should go upwards, and then we kick it this direction so that we can jump this way, hit the enemy, mobility reset so we can make it onto this boost cylinder, and up to this section. And right here, of course, you can take the upward path, which will launch you upwards, and then you would ideally pick up this unstoppable power-up, jump through this boost cylinder, and then land on this red platform, which generally you would get damaged by landing on this platform, but since you have the unstoppable pickup, you can just jump off this platform, make 2 wall jumps, and then land up here, where you do get an extra double jump power up, and then you can utilize that to get a good angle and kick this enemy up this ramp. And then you don't even have to kick the enemy, actually, because now that you have an extra double jump, this jump will probably be very easy to make. I'm just going to run through the route casually a few times, and then I'm going to show you guys the ideal route that you can take for the fastest time. now I'm going to try to beat this section of the level in the fastest way possible. Okay, so I just attempted that upwards of 50 times, and I'm not gonna be bothered to try that again. Okay, so I'm definitely gonna work on the difficulty of this merged section that I made. So as explained in the previous video, of course, this fastest route that I just took, quote unquote, is actually going to be not the only route you can take. Of course, if you fail there, then there are many ways you can go back and try it again. And these checkpoints are pretty much the embodiment of that. And it's like I explained in the previous video. If you fail at like the most ideal route, there's still other routes you can take that aren't as fast, but they'll still get you to your objective. I simply don't want to alienate players of different skill levels. So like if you're extremely high skilled at this game, like even better than me at this, then you're going to be rewarded with a really fast route. And of course there is a higher route as well. And this time the higher route wasn't as fast, but you got a better power up for it. And it is it's kind of safer at the same time, but this lower route you can take, and it'll be faster if you do it ideally, but you won't get as many upgrades, but you definitely will get a better record. Now, what I want to do for next week is implement a life and a death system. I don't know how many hit points I want to give to my character. Probably 2 hit points would make sense, 2 or 3, and have him spawn at the checkpoint when that does happen, when he does die. Now next week I'm not going to be able to show you guys any of that because I'm going to be busy next week. However, I do want to show you guys some bugs that I'm trying to fix, and maybe a small rework of section 2.1 plus 7, because it did end up being a little harder than I wanted it to be. So we're going to want to dial it back a bit and maybe add a little more spice as well. But otherwise, that's what I'll be doing. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week.